It's the India's tech capital, and it grapples with a cybercrime crisis that shows no signs at all of slowing down. Despite being home to top IT minds, the city is becoming increasingly vulnerable to digital fraud, and shockingly, victims are finding little to no relief whatsoever. Let's break down the numbers now and the red flags. In 2023, Bengaluru recorded over 17,600 cyber fraud cases. Out of these, only 22.7%, that is about 4,000, were resolved. The situation got worse in 2024. Out of 17,501 cases, only 1,545 cases were cracked. That's just 8.8%. And so far as 2025 is concerned, well, it's off to even more alarming start. Only 48 out of 2,838 cases have been resolved till March. And what is the percentage? A meager 1.7%. Let that sink in. Over 29,000 cyber fraud cases are pending in 3 years. Citizens are losing crores of rupees every day, scammed by digital predators hiding behind fake SIM cards, cloned identities, and ghost bank accounts, and yet investigations are just slowing down by the day. Despite the Home Minister Parameshwara's assurances and promises of cyber training, justice remains very, very elusive for thousands of helpless victims. Police say we are not to be blamed for the delay. Then who is? Often, victims themselves wait for days or even weeks before going to complain because they've been told nothing will happen. Who's responsible? Add to that, there is another major roadblock: interagency delays. Key information like bank accounts and phone records takes time to access, and they cause crucial leads to go cold. What's more, many of these cyber crimes aren't even from Karnataka. They operate from states like Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Delhi, making arrests even more harder because they then do their stuff and then they disappear. So here's the big question: is India's Silicon hub, Bengaluru, losing its fight against cyber fraud? Kanish Gaud, data privacy and cyber security expert, is joining us live to help us understand this. Thank you so much, Kanish, for joining us. I mean, this is ridiculous. The statistics are ridiculous. I was speaking to someone this morning, that old person, she's lost 70,000 rupees. She says, I don't know where to go. That was hard-earned money of my, late husband. Where do I go? She was talking to me if I could help her. Where can I help her? What is going on? The police says they are not to blame. Then who is to blame? Why is it that the percentage is going down year by year, Kanish Gaud?
Thank you, Sudhaji, for inviting me for this discussion. See, today's cyber crime has become a profession. It's no more thieves were on the roads. The thieves are everywhere across the digital media. Any application that has been built up so far, you have not looked at security very seriously. Now, that's the reason people which are using these applications become victims of cyber fraud. So, first thing which is lacking is cyber awareness for people who have gone digital using Aadhaar, UPI, Bheem, and many of those delivery apps. And the second aspect is the cyber criminals use new techniques which people don't understand. These are called as social engineering and phishing. That's why thousands of people in Bangalore alone become victims of cyber frauds. Now, today, the police finds it difficult to grab them because these cyber criminals are not operating within the state of Karnataka, but can be from anywhere within the India or outside of India. Now, since cybercrime is a matter which is the state subject, they have to take permission of the nearest state to venture out and capture these cyber criminals.
I mean,
By that time,
yeah.
these cyber criminals escape. So, what is currently the issue is that you could just sit anywhere part of the world and start doing cybercrime, calling people, duping people. However, the law basically stops and blocks the police from making arrest as they have to go to another state and coordinate. What is required is a central agency which can look at cybercrime, which can map cyber criminals no matter which part of India they are sitting in, and you require global multilateral
Yeah,
arrangements. So
all
even
that,
if cyber
what you're
criminals,
saying is absolutely fine, Kanish, but it's not happening. 1.7% have been solved this year. It's going to increase year after year, even as, we are told to be digital, we are told to be digitally savvy. Everyone uses UPIs to make payments. I do it all the time. We hardly, but if this is the situation in Bengaluru, where every IT giant is sitting, then which means that the government, which it's a state subject, I mean, Home Minister Parameshwara says, oh, we will have this resolved, we will see to it that there are enough and more forces and dedicated forces to do it. On the ground, nothing is happening, Kanish God. It is very, very clear. You said, let them have an understanding, like you have extradition. You know, you have extradition treaties with countries where you need to get a criminal back. But even with their interstate, they are not able to do it. What is it? They are not interested. What is it? That the police doesn't understand what's to be done? I think there is somewhere, you know, around 30 years ago, police stations did not understand what dowry harassment was. I don't think you remember, but I do. They used to say, what happened? Oh, my father-in-law harasses me. Arey, you're a married woman. What's the problem? They didn't understand. I think somewhere the police doesn't understand what it is when it comes to cyber fraud. Kanish God, do you think that could be a problem?
See, the police understands, but the size and scale of cyber fraud is so large that the cyber police force doesn't exist. We have got very few number of cops which look at cybercrime. So what you
Okay.
require is large number of cyber police stations to be set up across Bengaluru and Karnataka and across the country so that you could nab these cyber criminals, and then you require specialized training for our police forces to look at new methods of crime so they could track arrest. Now what happens if is today that if there is a cyber police station, there would be cops who are doing cyber investigations. They will get posted doing some other thing like traffic management. Now, if you have built up your expertise in doing cyber fraud investigation and you get posted for managing traffic, then all the expertise gets lost. So you require specialist people who are just focused on solving cybercrime and do not get posted out. So you require dedicated forces. The second part is you require cyber volunteers to work with these cyber police stations to help them solve cybercrime. So you can launch hackathons, you can hire experts from outside. Now, today, the biggest challenge is when you hire experts from outside, the government pays a very meager amount to cyber crime investigators. That amount is so less that the cyber crime investigator won't even be able to run his home. So you need to have better incentives for cyber volunteers, investigators, and you require a larger public-private
Yeah,
partnerships. The
because you know
way
the Kanishk, you're right, because you know Home Minister of Karnataka has said that we will train officers who can be cyber crime dedicated, who understand the needs of it, but obviously that has not happened. And also the other problem, Kanish God, is that if I have been scammed, you know, agencies like a bank or anyone else from whom we require information, and suppose you say, Sudha, I'll help you. I mean, to get all the details, it seems it takes forever because again, there is a kind of a curtain. It's not a cut and dry criminal case, as it were.
No, that is definitely there. And you also require the existing police apps, which are there for registering cybercrime. Now, certain
Right.
states have built up their apps through which cybercrime can be reported and the police can further investigate it. But the app-based systems which could be used for reporting cybercrime is so far not operationalized effectively within the state of Karnataka. So you need to also have better reporting systems. You can't just be going to the central helpline of cybercrime.gov or 1930. You need to have specialized apps where you could report various kinds of cybercrime, cyber stalking, cyber frauds, so that the local police gets involved. Ultimately, the local police has to get involved. The local police station would play a very, very important role. So within the local cyber thanas, you need to have specialized cops which can deal with different matters of cybercrime, and they have the understanding and the training and the empathy to appreciate if there is a person which is coming to their police station to listen to them. Most of the time, the elderly couple who come in to report cybercrime, they don't get the kind of justice, the time which is needed. They end up getting disappointed and going back. Even a lot of women who are harassed online fail to register cyber police complaints because they believe that the police will not listen to them or they won't get that kind of empathy and support which is needed. So you require specialist women cyber experts who are there as part of the cyber police station to look at uh, frauds which are relating to bullying, harassment, or any kind of sexual abuse which are being perpetrated against women. And these women are being bullied or harassed or being blackmailed.
A lot of cases from Tamil Nadu, I've done a lot of stories where there is bullying, where there is sexual innuendos thrown at women, also, you know, threats of rape, etc., etc. Most of those women I've spoken to, they said nothing has moved. The needle has not moved. Now, what is the fallout of this? Let's compare this with Bengaluru. Just because an elderly couple or a young person or anybody whose case remains unresolved, the others are very reluctant. They have this thing about what's the point? They will ask me to come to the station 20,000 times. I'll have to go, leave my work, take a bus. I have to go all the way. It's pretty much like cases which are, delayed in our Indian courts. So it makes them reluctant. It is only some cases also. Therefore, the reporting is also very, very slim, Kanish God. Would you agree? That has a domino effect because nothing has moved. People are quiet. They say, "ठीक है भाई."
Absolutely. So a lot of times the victims believe that they will not get justice or
Yes.
they won't be treated fairly, so they don't come forward and report cyber frauds and cybercrime. So most of the cybercrime and cyber fraud remains unreported, and a lot of people suffer depression, mental trauma. Even there have been cases of suicide where people who have lost their life savings have ended up losing their lives, and there have been no investigation forward on those. So it's today causing a massive havoc in the society. That's why cybercrime is not just, a everyday crime. It's become an epidemic in the society today, and it must be dealt seriously by having the laws and norms and the cyber police station being built up capacity to solve for this cybercrime, because it is going to impact everyone, whether it is the vulnerable group, it is our early teens, adolescents, the elderly couple, or whether it is the masses. So it's today a warning for all of us that if you don't take it seriously, it is going to create havoc in the society, and a lot of people will start taking up cybercrime as a profession. We have so many
Kanish
IT
God,
people.
a lot of people are asking me on WhatsApp that you have Infosys there, you have giants, IT giants there. Do you think these companies can actually help the Karnataka government in trying to fight this menace or this epidemic of cyber frauds?
They can if the IT engineers of Infosys are paid well. Right now, the kind of payments or fees which is paid to cyber experts, the wage rate is extremely low. So Infosys is not going to expose their IT professionals where the cyber professionals or IT people are getting paid peanuts. Everything comes at a price. So the dearth of responsibility lies with the government to understand what havoc can be caused by cyber fraud and cybercrime, and you have enough budget which is allocated to engage companies like Infosys.